Hey, what's up, guys? Eric Green here. How you doing? Hello from Charlotte, I should say Indian Trail, North Carolina. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thought I'd jump on and do a live and give you guys some tips when connecting. Connecting is to me something that pretty much I do every single day. Connecting is the core of everything I do. You know, some people would say, "Oh, you're an online marketer. You write copy. You do campaigns, all that sort of stuff." But my number one strategy is connecting. Connecting is the only way that you're going to eventually get connected with or begin to meet influencers inside your niche, inside your marketplace, and those influencers ultimately will set you free. Okay, that is the bottom line. Okay, what's up, Ray, Brian, Dawn, Judy? Hey, how you guys doing? So I'm going to jump right in, guys. So let's talk about some connecting tips, right? Number one, be genuine. Be genuine. Okay. So here's the thing. I would suggest, right, in order to be genuine, you really want to connect with people that you genuinely, right, want to work with or would like to connect with. Maybe they're inside your niche, they share the same passions. There's somebody that you genuinely feel like you'd like to form a connection. So even though you are reaching out and connecting with these folks, right, and it may be for purposes of doing business with them, it could be a whole number of different things, right? So even though that element is there, you really want to try to connect with people that you think you could create a genuine connection and relationship with. Now, typically the best way to do that, again, is to connect with people that are like-minded and sort of share the same visions, goals, and dreams that you do. All that will help. But being genuine is important because people can kind of see through if you're not, right? The next thing, and this is a big thing in connecting, guys, is provide massive help. So the reason you're connecting with this individual in most cases, right, is an opportunity to provide massive help to them. Okay, so in order to do that, you sort of have to understand what's important to them, right? What their vision is, what they're trying to accomplish, and how can you be a part of that? How can you provide help and support to this individual? That's the best way to begin a connection, right? One great line is, how can myself and my network? What is the most important project you're currently working on, and how can myself or my network help you, right? It's the best way to start a connection, right? Because the connection isn't really, you have to pull yourself out of the equation. Connecting with people isn't about you. It's really about where are they at, what are they trying to do, and how can you and your network help them? And then you have to provide massive help. This is the biggest problem, guys, is you'll talk to somebody, they'll share with you how you can help them, and then you don't follow through. Maybe that's connecting them with someone inside your network. Maybe that's directing them to some information or some content that can help them on their vision or what they're doing. It could be a whole host of things. The problem is most people do not follow up on that help. It's as simple as three-waying them in or connecting them on the phone with somebody. It's as simple as doing an intro connection if you're introducing them to a third party via email. But it goes a long way if you actually do what you say you're going to do, right? And to understand what this person's vision is, what this person is trying to accomplish, what this person is focused on, you have to seriously, this is number 3, this is another tip, you have to pay ridiculous attention to what they're saying, right? If you go into connecting with the thought in mind of what you're trying to accomplish rather than what they're trying to accomplish, you're going to miss the opportunity and you're going to miss the boat to really build a solid foundation and a solid connection with someone. So you need to pay ridiculous attention when they're talking, okay, and what they're talking about. When you ask them what is the most important project they're working on and how can you and your network, listen to what they're saying. What is their project? They'll tell you in that conversation, where they need help, right? And here's the thing. I don't care how successful someone is. You may feel like you can't help them, but I promise you, people who are very successful need help in a lot of areas, right? They may be very successful at one thing, but you can direct them and help them toward their mission. I promise you, anybody can be a great connector, right? Anybody can be a great connector, okay? Now, if you're here's another tip. If you're trying to connect with someone, and maybe they've got a lot of influence, right? And you're just having trouble connecting with them or getting to them, begin to connect. Here's a little tip. Start connecting with people close to them, right? Social media is phenomenal because you can really see, based on their friends list and who's engaging with their content and sort of who they're dealing with or talking with, and you can begin building connections with folks inside their network, right? If your ultimate goal is to connect with that individual, you can begin connecting inside their network, right? Which could ultimately lead or give you an opportunity. So let's say I help someone inside their network. I talk to them and I refer them to somebody or help them in some way through that connection, right? You're building connection equity with people, meaning at some point you may be able to go back to that person and say, look, I've been trying to connect with so-and-so for the last year. Is there, can you help me out at all? Right? So it's huge, right? You got to think about that, right? Great tip. It works. I do it all the time, right? Persistence wins the battle. If you're really dead set on connecting with influencers and certain people, persistence wins the battle. A lot of people may leave someone a voicemail. They may send them an email and there's not a response. People are busy. People have things going on. You have to be ridiculously persistent, right? If you want to truly make a connection with an influencer or somebody that you really want to build a connection with and meet and form a relationship with, you have to be persistent. It may be the 5th or the 10th time that you've tried to reach out to them. That's where the gold is. That's where the gold is, in that persistence, right? I promise you, that's where the gold is, right? People who are successful or have a lot of influence, it's not that they're not paying attention, right? And, as long as you're not freaking annoying, right, and you're genuine in your request to connect, after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, they're gonna build a level of respect for your persistence, right? Man, you are persistent, man. I'm glad we finally get together. You've been trying to reach out to me for several months now, man. You're somebody I want to talk to, right? So persistence wins the battle, right? Make real friends. And again, this all comes down to connecting with people who are like-minded, people who share the same vision, have the same sort of passions. These are the types of people you're going to build a solid, real relationship with because you guys are moving in the same direction, right? So that's very, very important. And during all that persistence, the last thing is remain unforgettable, okay? So do things that are a little out of the box, right? I'll never forget a story. This was when I was in sales, and there was this large company, and this female sales rep had been trying to get in the company for several years. I forget what she sold, but the company had been working with the same manufacturer for like 10 years. This guy would not give anybody the time of day, and she was just really super persistent, right? And just continued to get turned down and turned down and turned down. And so what she did one day is she said, okay, I'm going to do something a little bit different. And she mailed the guy. She put one of her high heels in a box, and she wrapped it up, and she sent the box to this buyer, the main guy, right, that she needed to trying to get an appointment with for 2 years. And so she sends a high heel shoe in the box. It's all wrapped up, and when he unwraps the box and opens it, it's one high heel shoe. And she writes a note that basically says, I've been trying to connect with you for over 2 years to set up an appointment with no success. Now that I have one shoe, now that I have one foot in the door, maybe you'll allow me to get my other foot in the door so I can meet with you. Here's my number. He immediately picked up the phone, called her, scheduled the appointment. She came in, and she ended up getting some of the business. I don't think all of it, but getting some of the business. So I thought that was one of the coolest stories that I'd heard. I was at a sales conference or something that I was at. But it all comes down to remaining unforgettable, doing things different, and being persistent. That's a huge thing, because connecting is the name of this game. A lot of you guys are in home business, and, at the end of the day, connecting, it's just a different way. I'm not a recruiter. I'm more of a connector, right? I'm more of just connecting with people, finding out what is their vision, what are they trying to do, and how can me and my network help? And there's a lot of times when I'm on a day-to-day basis, I do this all the time, where the individuals, there's no monetary value in that connection now for me with that individual. I'm just building connection equity, right? And that's how I look at it. So I might defer them to someone. I might set them up with someone, send them to a vendor. Maybe they're looking for a product or service or software. I may send them to another individual. They're looking to do whatever. And so there's someone in my network that can help them. All that's connection equity. So when I'm in a situation where I need to make a connection or I have something that I'm trying to accomplish, then I can look through my contacts and say, who do I have connection equity with, right? Hey, what's going on, Christina, Paul, Brian? Who do I have connection equity with? Okay. And I leveraged that at that time, right? So who are people that I've helped? I've made connections. I've helped them. I've followed through. I gave them help. I gave them value. And now I've got something that I may need help with. I reach out to these folks, and they in turn connect me and help me along the path to get accomplished what I'm trying to get accomplished. So, I think Robert Kiyosaki said, wealthy people build networks, right? And the only way you're going to truly build a network is through the art of connecting, in my personal opinion. Okay. So get out there, connect, get some influencers rocking. I mean, right now, we've got some things that are rocking. It's interesting to see, through connecting as a company, one of our companies, Phenom Elite, through, us and the art of connecting every day, getting connected with these professional athletes, and just the hard work put in with helping these guys and, and doing things on the front end to push their vision along. And then that's opening up doors for other opportunities, being passed along. And it's been cool. So connecting is the name of the game. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you got some value out of this live, let me know. And you guys have an awesome day. Bye for now.